Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie. This is my crafty den and I'm working on some masterboards. This is a herringbone pattern, and that means the pattern goes like this. It's like a zigzag pattern, and this is paper that is left over from the paper pad when I made my repurposed notebook, and I did all of these envelopes that were in here. So I did all of these envelopes with that paper pad and ended up with a whole bunch of scrap paper left over. And I think my biggest bits were pieces that were this size. I've taken a bunch of them and cut them down to papers that are this size. So if you're wondering what this size is, it is, I cut them 3 inches long just because it was easy to remember on my paper trimmer. I have this paper trimmer here, so a lot of people have one like this. So I cut them down so that they were 3 inches long, and then I turned them this way and cut them into strips that were 3 centimeters. So I used 3 centimeters and 3 inches, whatever that is. But you can do this pattern with any small strip, and you can even do it so that, like if you wanted just for a comparison, a 1 inch by a 2 inch strip, these pieces were easier to cut down on my trimmer. That's why I did them this size. But it can be anything where the length is at least 2 times as long, at least 2 times as long as the width. And it can be longer, but at least 2 times. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how I did this because I've still got pieces left over. I've got all kinds of pieces cut, and I've got extra to cut some more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, this is one of those postcards, blanks. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it so that my long side looks like it's going about corner to corner. I just want it to be on that angle. Like this. I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to draw this so that I can get this started. Oops. It would work better if I had some lead out on my pencil. So I'm going to go this way and this way. And what that's going to do is get me going so that it's straight, because I needed a right angle. So I'm just going to take my Scotch Guard permanent glue stick because I don't want these popping off after they dry. I'm just going to glue. I'm just going to glue this. And I'm going to put this down on that line. Just like that. And then just grab another one. Add the glue to that. And I'm going to line it up on this line, and I'm going to put it right on the edge of this one, right here. So I know I have my first 2 straight this way. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it on this line right here so that I know I've got this straight. It has to be exact like this because it has to be along with the bottom of this. I'm just going to draw myself another line like that. Then I can get my next one straight as well. So I'm just going to take one. I'm going to put glue on it. I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it here, this way. So I'm going to butt it to this and run it on this line that I just made. just like this. And I'm going to make sure everything is down really good. There's not glue on the very tip of this one. I'm going to make sure that's down. You can always go back when you're done and add glue to anything that doesn't look like it's sticking down. Now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to run it on the end of here and bring it down like this. And I know that's right because this one goes like this and this one goes like this. So if this one goes like this, then this one goes like this. This is the hardest part right here because once you've got it started, it's pretty easy to fill in. Okay, so I have that. Now I know that this one, to go here, I'm not going to run it like this. And I'm not going to run it like this because you don't have them running together side by side or end to end. So I'm going to put this one like this. So it comes off the end of this one and goes up like this. So as long as you don't have any going end to end or any that are side by side, you're probably doing it right. And the only reason that I know how to do this pattern is because my husband is a tile installer. He does herringbone patterned tile all the time. And I started to do it and I went and I asked him to make sure I was doing it the right way because it's a little bit confusing at first. I'm going to take this one and it should fit right in here and go down this way. So see, they're still going. I just have all kinds of bits here. Oh, that's too soon to that one. I've got all kinds here. So I don't have one of these yet. I'm going to use that one. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have any two that are identical and touching. So I might turn this one over because I think that is better and that's better there. So, and there's no rhyme or reason. It's just what looks good to me. The only thing that I'm making sure that I do right is my pattern. And you don't need lines anymore once you've got this going. If there's a tiny little hair of a space between some of your pieces when you put them down, that kind of makes sense because we all know that when we cut on a paper trimmer, all of our pieces aren't exact. So I'm just going to keep going. I just want to show you, once you've got it started, how easy this is to get it going all the way through. You can hear my TV going. My son's watching a game show. You can hear my washing machine spinning. It's a busy house today. So I've gone from having nobody around most of the time to having both my husband and my son here for a while. So, and I'm quite happy. I love having the house full of people. I wish there were more. I just wish there were more. I absolutely love these colors, the grays and the pinks all together with the little bits of green, and so pretty. And with Valentine's Day coming up, I'm thinking that I can probably use these masterboards for background for Valentine's tags, ATC cards, postcards, all kinds of things, all kinds of things. That is really pretty. So I'm going to show you what happens when we start to get down to, I need a darker color again, so I'm going to put one of these down here. So when you're going over the edges of your paper this way, it's no problem, because after you're done, you can just go back and trim off anything that's hanging over. But along this side here, you're going to have to measure and cut when you're putting them down, and I'll show you that in just a minute. And I love that I'm using up my papers. So if you're wondering, I need a piece to go in here. I've got a piece glued. So I'm going to look at it, and I know I don't want it to go side by side with this one, so I'm going to turn it and I'm going to put it in here. It's that simple. And I'm glad that this glue gives you just a second to move things around. There. And you know it's right, because now you've got your zigzag pattern. So you should have, what you should have is these. So it should go like that. Like here, you've got this one and this one and this one. You should have those layers like that. I don't have a dark one like this yet. So maybe in here would be a good spot, I'm thinking. So that's probably the last one of those that I'll be able to put down that way without trimming. And I'm not going to be able to put this down without trimming. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So I measure this. I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to put a tick there and a tick there. I hope you can see that, like that. Then I'm just going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to cut from one tick to the other. I'm going to keep this little piece that I cut off, and I'll show you why. And this now should fit in here. Doesn't matter if this isn't straight, because you're going to cut this down for other projects anyway. Like that. So I'm going to take this little piece that I cut off. I'm going to put glue on it. And it doesn't matter which way this is going, because this little piece is going to fit this little space right down here. So it's not going to go to waste. So what I cut off over here can fill this space in. So that's how easy it is to fill the edges around. I don't have another one of those. So I don't have any of this in here yet. So I think I'm going to put this one. So this one is going to fit in here like this. This one must be cut just a tad short. But you remember, when you're doing this, you're not looking for absolute perfection, because you've hand cut these, so there's going to be flaws in them. But what you're looking for is the overall layout, so that you can cut this down into smaller pieces. And when you cut it down into smaller pieces, you're going to put focal point images on top of this, or you're going to decorate on top of it in some form or other. So if there's any flaws, you can hide that when you're doing your final pieces. Okay, so I will probably just carry on and speed this up a little bit so that you don't have to watch every single bit of it in real time. Once you get your pattern going, you just keep following your pattern. So I just trimmed that little piece off because it had glue on it and stuck it there. You've got all these little tiny spots here that need things. So that's what you do with all the pieces that are cut off. So we got our first big snowfall of the season, not of the year, of the season. We've only had just an inch or two of snow that has melted almost as quick as it's come down up to now. And, oh, that's got to go that way. That's got to go that way. So that's not going to fit there or there or there. So I'm going to just put it over here in this little spot. But yeah, we got our first big snowfall of the season last night, and we got quite a bit. It started snowing about 3 o'clock in the morning, and it just stopped a little while ago, and it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, well, we got a good dose of it, but I'm going to put it that way because you get more color the other way. There. And so the neighbor's out, he's snow blowing, but it's raining now. So I don't even know how long this is going to last. It doesn't seem like it's supposed to go up to like +5 again. So, I'm wondering what the heck. There's gotta love those winters that are so mild like this. There. There, got that little bit filled in. So it's harder when you get around the edges, you start to slow down a bit because you're measuring and you're thinking just a little bit more before when you're doing the center, you're just putting your pieces in and not really worrying too much about them. I may add, I don't have very much of this in. I think I've only got that one piece. So this one is supposed to go there. And this is where it gets harder. So this one is supposed to go here. like that. And then a piece goes here. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a line down this size because I know that this one's going to go here, but I don't have the edge of this one to line it up against. So I think I'll take this and put it I'm going to put it down this way, like that. And then I'm just going to grab my scissors and cut this off because I can take this and I'm just going to put it over here because it fills that whole corner in like that. Now, I've got some little points here. I'm going to move up to here because I need to put one up this way. So I'm going to put it here. Like that. I think that piece there will fit over there. So I might get 2 runs out of this one piece. It's warm in here and my, like I said, it's gone up above 0 outside. So I'm going to put this piece here. And all I've done is take this piece that I cut off and flipped it over and I can put it in here. So making use of all my bits. I've got quite a bit of this left over, but it's all different sizes instead of the same sized pieces. So I might just do a collage page, another collage page out of this. I need to cut that off. Maybe a little more there. Like that. That's going to be trimmed off all along that edge anyway. Now I've just got some little points to fill in. I'm going to cut this into 3 pieces. And I'm just going to start filling in some of my little points. At this point, it doesn't really matter which way it goes because all you're doing is filling in and then you're going to trim it off anyway. So I got that little piece there. And I'm going to do this little piece here. And then I'm going to do, this is going to come off of here like that. So I can probably get that. I just need to trim a little piece off like this. So that that can fit there. So yeah, it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle now. And then I need 4 little wee tiny pieces here. So let's go with a dark piece up here. All I need is a corner. It doesn't have to be very big. It doesn't even have to be that big. This is how I get glue all over my fingers. Yeah. So, yeah, so we got snow, but I don't even think our plow guy's going to come. This piece again. I think it's going to melt before he comes. So I don't think he'll even come. So we had a green Christmas. We're in New Brunswick in Canada. So it has been extremely mild, very not seasonal so far this year. Let's kind of move that into place where it needs to be. Stick it down. And I'm just going to cut my corner back in so that I've got a piece that fits there. And yeah, so let me know in the comments if you've been having a bad year or have you been having an unseasonably warm winter as well. Even where my sister is in Ontario, I think they got their first big snowstorm yesterday. That like started 2 days ago and finished yesterday. And they love to snowmobile. And she's been really upset because they haven't even gotten their machines out yet this year. So she'll be really happy. Oh, come on, go down. It's such a tiny little piece. I've actually gotten to where that'll work. That'll work. So I've got my, oh, I've got one more there. And it's not a dark piece though. So let me get a scrap of a light colored piece. And I'll put that light colored piece in there. But yeah, so she's happy because I think when I was texting with her this morning, they were taking the machines out, and it was their first trip out this year other than just to take machines out and test them, you know, get them tuned up and things like that. But yeah, she's been really upset because she hasn't been able to go snowmobiling. Like, they have a bunch of friends and they go on these fairly long trips, like all day long trips and sometimes overnight trips on them. So I'm going to trim this. And to do that, I'm turning it over this way. I'm just going to flip my extra pages up. And I'm trying to do it so that you can see. I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going around my edges like this. I'm using these great big scissors. They're big shears that I bought from Dollarama for using in the kitchen. But I had them out because they're the only scissors that I've got that work when cutting up a cardboard box. And I've been cutting a cardboard box up, getting ready for my next video that I want to film. So yeah, you'll have to subscribe to my channel if you want to come back and see what I've been cutting cardboard up for. So there. So let's flip it back over and see what it looks like. There. So it looks very similar to this one. Almost identical, except that it's different colors. I actually think this one is done better than this one because this one was the first one I was doing. And I was just a little hesitant about my placement. So I pulled a couple back off and stuck them back down again. But it looks pretty good, and these are going to make great backgrounds, like I said, for all kinds of projects. It is so nice to have things like this done when you go to do another project. So that's how you do a herringbone pattern. That's how you do a herringbone pattern. So I am going to probably sit here and do another one, but I'm not going to take you guys along for the journey. I might just show a little flip of it at the end, and you'll see what I'm done. But I don't know if I have enough to do the same color pattern all the way through or not. I'm going to try. So give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know in the comments, are you going to try it? Also, let me know where you're watching from. I always ask you guys where you're watching from, because every once in a while I get someplace and I think, oh my, yeah, yeah, that's like New Zealand the other day. That just blew me away. That's so far away from here. So let me know if you're going to try it. Let me know where you're watching from. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do that before you leave so you can come back and see what I use these for, as well as why I'm cutting up cardboard. And I'll see everyone in the next video. Until then, bye-bye for now, everyone. Have a wonderful day.